Do you have money? Do you really have money in the way that you think you do? Do you have it? Hi guys, and welcome back. Okay, today I really want to talk to you today about cash flow in Ghana. Now, if there is one thing that Ghana has taught me in all the years I've been here, it is that you need to have cash flow. So if you are moving to Ghana and you think, I get a certain amount of money every month and that is enough to tide me over, whoa, hold it right there. I'm telling you right now, you are going to get to a point where you are going to get stuck. Everything here in Ghana is paid up front, okay? There's no such thing as, pay over 2 years, pay over 5. That does not exist. Okay, I don't know everything, so I'm not going to say that's an absolute 100% definite. No one can quite question me on it. I'm not going to say that. But from what I have seen and my experience of being here for this whole time is that if someone's going to give you credit, your credit will be, if you're lucky, 6 months, if not 3 months. Sometimes they'll let you split it in half if you're lucky. It is very, very, very hard to get anything that resembles credit here. So you have got to bear that in mind when you're moving here in anything that you want to do. If you want to rent a house, trust me, you need to have that money up front. So if you're coming to Ghana and you have, say, like, I don't know, $10,000, you think, okay, $10,000 is going to be good for me. And then, I'll just work with, the whatever I get monthly that can just tide me over, whether it's $500 a month, $1,000 a month, whatever it is. Okay, you are going to get stuck because I'm telling you right now, sorry, do excuse the banging. I'll just wait a minute. Waiting for the banging to stop. Okay, yes. So if you think, okay, well, you've got $10,000 there, I'm going to tell you right now, that money is going to disappear very quickly, okay? First of all, you're going to find somewhere to rent and you're going to pay. You're not supposed to pay 2 years up front or even a year up front. It's supposed to be maximum 6 months. You can find some month-to-month places to rent, but for the most part, you're going to pay a good chunk of money up front. That already is going to almost wipe out your 10,000 that you had, that you think is like your, I was going to say lubrication. I don't know if is that the right word to say, lubrication. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's just basically going to wipe you out. If you need a car as well, how do you get your car? Unless you're going to perhaps buy it brand new, you may get on finance if you're lucky, depending. I'm not sure how the brand new finance thing works here or how efficient it is. I don't know. So I can't really speak on that too much. But honestly speaking, if you need a car and you need a house, $10,000 is not going to take you very far. Let's just be real with that. You're going to need a lot more fluidity with your cash as you're here. I'm just letting you know this now so that you don't come and make a mistake. And I feel like for a lot of people that have come here, that has been a major issue for them. So sometimes it's not that you can't afford to live here. Your day-to-day living is fine, but it's when something pops up that perhaps you weren't expecting, there's no way for you to actually have the money to kind of do it. So say you go and get yourself an apartment now and you need to furnish it because it's an unfurnished apartment. Where do you get that money from? Because your monthlies probably will not be able to handle the stress of being able to furnish the whole apartment as well as your day-to-day living. So you're going to get stuck there. If you have children and you need to send them to school, I tell you right now, they'll take the money up front from you. So you pay usually in terms. So you'll have to pay for the first term, you'd have to pay an admission fee. You would have to pay a registration fee between me and you. Yeah, that is just a money-making scheme. I'm sorry to say it, because you pay for an application. To fill out the application, you pay for that. It's crazy. But anyway, who am I to talk, eh? So there are lots of things that you need to pay in bulk, and it can completely take you by surprise if you're not expecting it. And sometimes people don't necessarily talk about these things. So if you don't have cash flow, you're going to get yourself stuck very, very quickly. So you need to have things, for example, God forbid you get sick when you're here, you need to have some fluidity or some access to cash that you're going to use for that. So I would say if you're coming to Ghana, make sure you even have an emergency fund. You need to have that. Whether you're saying you're going to put it away every month, that definitely needs to be in your plan of plans when it comes to your finance here. Yes, have a budget for your day-to-day stuff, that's great, but you need to have an emergency fund here because If you think you needed an emergency fund in the West, you definitely need an emergency fund here, because things pop up, your car will break down and they'll give you some ridiculous bill and you're expected to pay it. If you don't pay it, your legs are gone basically. You have no car, you can't move, you can't get from A to B. You can do Uber, but it's gonna cost you a hell of a lot of money. And I guarantee you, by the time you total up all that money, you're like, damn, I should have just paid for the repairs. But you couldn't pay for the repairs because you didn't have the bulk money up front. And to be honest with you, there's no mechanic that's gonna say, okay, you can pay me for the repairs over 6 months. It just doesn't work like that. I mean, for those of you that saw my other channel, you know what happened to our car last year Christmas, where we went to a filling station and the guy he used some funny oil and it messed up our car engine. Our engine was kaput. Like literally after that we were driving and the car would jerk and it would cut off. We took it to another place where he was going to assess it, and then they said to us, sorry, your engine is spoiled. And the new engine was going to cost us 25,000 cedis. So at the time we didn't have that, because we didn't have good cash flow, because all our cash was being poured into the house at the time. So our money just kind of went, and so it put us in a predicament where we were like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? And it caused a lot of panic and a lot of stress, and it was not a nice feeling. It was horrible. We just felt literally stuck. But thank God we were able to resolve that, because the petrol station that we went to, or the filling station that we went to, they actually took liability, and in the end they ended up paying for the repairs. But if they had not paid for those repairs, oh my gosh, I would have had a number of sleepless nights. In fact, I did have a number of sleepless nights, but I would have had even more sleepless nights, because things got crazy from then on in. Because it was like there was a lot of back and forth, trying to sort out and at one point were trying to say that it wasn't their fault, and then it was just like it was so stressful. If you don't like stress, yeah, then you need money in Ghana. Let's put it that way. If you don't like stress, then you need to have money. It's as simple as that. Okay, so if you're coming here, please make sure that your finances are 100% in check and on point, because you will definitely need to have some cash flow. How much cash flow do you need? That depends on you, to be honest with you. But I would say if you can have, and now this might sound ridiculous, if you can have like a year of income, I think that would be good cash flow. So that's not for you to say you're gonna come here and live off that money every month. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you can have that set aside in case of an emergency, in case of cash flow, then do it that way. So basically your cash flow will sit in an account that you do not look at. Do not look at, you do not touch, you do not do anything with. You literally just leave it to the side and forget about it until you find yourself in an emergency situation. Oh my gosh, this banging is really getting on my nerves, but this is the hazards of living on a building site. So when you live on a building site, there is no peace. There's no peace, no peace, no peace. This is how it goes. So I'm sorry guys about this. So yeah, so you put that money to one side and you literally don't look at it again. Just forget about it. Go about your life, forget that money is there until an issue actually pops up. Okay, and what you do is every month you just still keep putting into it. Just keep putting into it, keep putting into it. Therefore, when something actually does pop up, say you need a new car engine, for example, and they quote you 25,000 cedis for it, you know that, okay, fine, there's your money. And what you do is every month you slowly put that money back in. So if it costs you 25, okay, so you think, okay, maybe I can afford to pay 3,000 cedis towards that. So you pay yourself back 3,000 cedis so that funds that you have there remains intact. Don't let that fund drain to the bottom and then have nothing left. You've got to have that funds there, and it's got to remain there, and it's got to be something that you know that is always your fallback. Because trust me, you think that sometimes, you know, I'll be okay, it will work itself out. You can't do that. Don't put yourself into a situation where you're now like, oh my gosh, I'm really stuck, and now you're sweating and now you can't sleep at night. You have got to have so much cash flow here, and it's something that we've had to learn. We've had to learn the hard way. Like, I'm not saying that we are perfect here, because we've definitely had our fair share of cash flow issues here in Ghana. Like I said, the car being one of them, that has been a major stress for us. Even trying to buy a new car, another major stress. You know, it's just been, it's like one thing after another. And if you have that cash flow sitting there, if you have that bulk sum sitting there, half your problems in Ghana are just poof, gone completely, because you don't need to worry about it anymore. Everything is kind of, you're sorted, you know, as long as you make sure that that cash flow there stays there and is continuously topped up. It's just there. It's just there. You don't use it to go do your nails. You don't use it to get a new dress. You don't use it to celebrate your 50th birthday party. You don't use it to put in a swimming pool for the children. You don't use it for anything like that. That is literally an emergency. You need to understand what an emergency is, okay? An actual emergency. Just don't use it for anything else, okay? So if that is the biggest secret that I can give you to being able to live in Ghana successfully and as stress-free as possible, because trust me, Ghana is all about cash. It's about cash flow, it's about cash. That is the reason why I did the other video, I did a previous video and I said why most of my friends won't move here. A lot of it was to do with finance and how they were going to manage living day to day. So once you've sorted out your day to day, you need to have your cash flow to the side. Trust me, you will definitely need it at some point. You may not need it now, you may not need it in 3 months, 6 months, maybe even a year, maybe even 2 years if you're lucky, but you will need it. So if you want to move to Ghana, you want to stay in Ghana, make sure you sort out that cash flow. But anyway, that is enough for me for today, guys. And just as I'm about to wrap up, the banging has stopped. What a surprise. Isn't that amazing? But hey, I'm not complaining. I'm done anyway. Guys, if you haven't already subscribed, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button for me and the notification bell. And don't forget to share this video so more people get to see it, and hit that like button for me, please. Until next time, I am out. Nuti.